Just give me a second. I will put your. Seven. Okay. Guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we have already in our last class we have done with the South American continent countries. Okay. So by that we have completed our chapter 1 and chapter 2. Okay. Today what we will do, we will skip that chapter 3 and 4 and we will directly move to the chapter 5. Okay. In that chapter 5, okay, there are 4 countries again: Turkey, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and another one country. I Saudi Arabia it is there.
UAE.
United Arab Emirates. Yeah, thank you. Okay, United Arab Emirates. So among those 4 countries, today we will start our class with Turkey, guys. Okay. Again, when you talk about Turkey, you have learned regarding this. Okay, there is one place called Constantinople in Turkey. Okay, regarding that place you have studied in your social science. Okay, somewhere. Okay, when this I think in the chapter of advent of Europeans to India. Okay, ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ನರ ಆಗಮನ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಐತಲ್ಲ ಆ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ I think class 10. Okay, so in that you have studied about one place called Constantinople. Okay, so that is there in Turkey. Okay, so this Turkey, that Constantinople, if you see with your map, can you able to see the map, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What I can see in the northern part of your Turkey. Okay, there is the Istanbul city. Okay, Istanbul. The importance of this Istanbul was it's supposed to connect your Asia with your Europe. Okay, and we know that our Asian or Indian spices were very demanded in your Europe, American side. So the trade, whatever it was, trade between Europeans and our Indians, okay, that's supposed to happen through this route. Okay, so that's the reason Ottoman Empire people what they have done by seeing the importance of the route. Okay, so they have acquired this Istanbul, and they have started to collect the taxes. Okay, if you want to import and export the goods from our area, if you want to do the trade, you have to give the taxes. Again, whatever the taxes they have levied, it was heavy taxes, guys. Okay, it was heavy taxes for your import and export. So that is the reason Europeans they thought that okay, new route, finding the new route to India, it is very essential. That is the reason Vasco da Gama he taken a big ship and through the ocean. Okay, he has came to our India at Calicut. Okay, so he has founded the new route to India by waterways. Okay. So that is the reason to escape from that heavy taxes which those people they supposed to impose. When you talk about Turkey again, Turkey it's a country which falls in both the continents, Europe as well as Asia. Okay, so that we have to remember. Okay, and majorly 96 to 97% of Turkish area it is under Asia, and hardly 3-4% it is with the Europe. Okay. And whatever the capital city Istanbul we are having, that is towards the European part of your Turkey. And sorry, Ankara is the capital city, but Istanbul, that is the developed city, whatever it is. Okay, Ankara, it is in your Asia. Okay, so the importance of this country is it falls under both of the continent, as Asia as well as with Europe. Yeah. Okay, we will see the borders, okay, water bodies and the country's borders with your Turkey. Okay, so this is Turkey, and when you talk about the northern part of your Turkey, here you can see it is a Black Sea. Okay, so the northern part of Turkey is covered with the Black Sea. And when you come to the northeast, okay, so this is the north and east. When you come to the northeast, you are having two countries called Georgia and Armenia. Okay, northeast. And when you come to exact east of your eastern side of your Turkey, it is having the border with the Azerbaijan. Okay, Azerbaijan. And when you come to the southeast, southern part and east, southeast, it has a border with Iran. And when you come to this southwest, okay, southwest, when you talk about southwest, you are having somewhere Mediterranean Sea. Okay, and southeast. Okay, when you talk about the south and eastern part, southeastern part is Syria and Iraq. Okay, Syria and Iraq, it shares a border. And when you talk about northwest, okay, northwest, okay, so here you can see it shares a border with European countries. Okay, that is your Bulgaria and Greece. Okay, Bulgaria and Greece. So that is what. And when you talk about the southern part of your Turkey, it has the border with the Mediterranean Sea. North and south covered by the water. Okay, north it is covered with the Black Sea, and south it is covered with Mediterranean Sea. That we have to remember. And politically, when you talk about political geography of your Turkey, it has been divided into uh, seven geographical region. Okay, seven big geographical region, like what we have done the states and union territories, like that, to rule that to do the administration of that Turkey. They have divided into seven geographical region. Those seven geographical region you can see in this map. And next we'll talk about the Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. Okay, Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. Okay, so this guy, okay, so firstly I wanted to talk about this guy because he's the founder of this Turkey, guys. Okay, like when we talk about India's great political personality, we take the name of Mahatma Gandhi ji. Like that, when we talk about Turkey, and the person who has played his vital role in the development of a Turkey. Okay, so that is the Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, who is present day, he is known as the father of Turkey. And this guy, okay, he has struggled a lot to get the freedom to this Turkey from the Ottoman Empire people. Okay, and he is the one who was having very open-minded thoughts. Okay, he has given, although it is a Islam country, it will not look like the Islam country, guys. Okay, it is totally modernized. The people, the way of the way, the tradition, and their what I can say, their dress code, everything, it is matches with the Europe, guys. Okay, so he has given freedom to the women. He has talked about the woman education, where it is somewhere it is not given in the Islam community. Okay, so he, in the when that country has seen the freedom, okay, he has given vote to the women. Okay, so it doesn't happen with many of the countries, guys. Okay, so once the country get the freedom, okay, they will not give the voting power to the women. But this guy, he has given voting power to the women. Okay, once it has got the freedom from the Ottoman Empire, he has talked about the girl child education again. Okay, although it's a Muslim country, okay, where literacy rate, you will see very less literacy rate with women education. But this guy, he was the very futuristic vision this guy was having. Okay, so he thought that women education, it is very vital, it plays very vital role in the development of my country. So at the initial itself, he has talked about, and he has invested a lot of money for the women education. And he has removed somewhere, okay, now there is no parda system in the, although the women of the they'll not woman that parda kind of a thing. They are having freedom to wear any kind of a dresses which they want. Okay, somewhere, as I talked about, somewhere they wanted to uh, see their country's development with European countries. Okay, they don't wanted to compare themselves with these Islam countries. Okay, so that is there. Okay, he has talked about development. He has talked about the women education, and he has given women rights. Okay, and whatever the developments, okay, initial developments this guy has done. That's why whenever we talk about the Turkey, we have to remember Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. Okay, so after that, okay, once you entered the physical geography of your Turkey, when you talk about the physical geography again, yeah, so it has the highest point as the Mount Agri, that is Ararat, they say, and few of the lakes, like the largest lake is Lake Van, and few other lakes, few, okay, the Lake Van, and it has few rivers. The major rivers are Tigris and Euphrates. Okay, Euphrates. Okay, so these two are the major rivers from that country. And okay, so we'll move towards the basic information about Turkey. Okay, basic travel information. So as I can say, the continent, as I earlier told you, it falls in both the continent, Asia and Europe. Okay, when you talk about, when anyone asks you regarding the continent of Turkey, you have to say both Asia and Turkey. And majority of the part, 96 to 97% it is in Asia, and 3 to 4% it is in Europe. And the official language is Turkish. And when you talk about the longitude, it is in the eastern hemisphere, okay, 35 degree towards east towards your GMT line. And latitude wise, it is in the northern hemisphere, okay, 38 degree 96 minutes 37 seconds north. And when you talk about the GMT, it is +3, okay, because it is in the eastern hemisphere, guys. Okay, it is plus in the time, +3. Okay, so where ours India, it is +5:30. Okay, Indian GMT is +5:30. It means we are 2.5 hours ahead of Turkey. Okay, when you talk about 10 here, uh, 10, okay, 7:30, it is the timing, early morning 7:30 it is in Turkey. So, sorry, -5:30 you have to do. Okay, okay, 2 minus 3, 2.5 hours, 7:30, that is exact. Then when you talk about the tourism tagline, be our guest, that is the tourism tagline. And founder, as I told you, Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, he is the founder of visa facility. As the Indian citizen, we get the e-visa, guys. Okay, if you just apply in the computer, okay, online, you will get the electronic visa to travel towards Turkey. Then capital city is Ankara. Okay, as I told you, Asian part of your uh, Turkey. Okay, Ankara, it has city. Okay, so that Ankara is the capital city, but largest and most developed in terms of a tourism, that is your Istanbul. Because as I told you, Istanbul, it falls in the Europe, guys. In three, whatever the 3 to 4% area, it falls under the Europe. In that Istanbul city, so that is the reason it attracts n number of Europeans. Okay, so again, it is the main center of tourism part. Then Istanbul is the largest city, and currency Turkish lira. Turkish lira is the currency of Turkey. And when you talk about the major cities, Istanbul, Cappadocia, Pamukkale, and Ankara. These are the major tourism cities. Okay, for from this Turkey. Okay, Istanbul, again, as I told you, European influence you are having here. Cappadocia, this is again snowy land. And sorry, Cappadocia, it is popular for its hot air ballooning. And Pamukkale is the snowfelt area. And Ankara, this is the area, and this is the population. Major religion is your Islam, that is the Muslim people, you are going to say. Okay, when you talk about tourism, guys, okay, here in this Turkey, you will going to see the heritage part of a heritage tourism kind of a thing, and city tour, and very modernized city, that is your Istanbul, whatever we say. Okay, and apart from that, this country, it is popular for its golf tourism, guys. Okay, throughout the year golf can be played in that Turkey, and it has a very beautiful golf courts in their country. Okay, so it attracts the elite people, okay, rich people from the all over world, okay, for playing the golf. Okay, and they conduct a number of golf what we can say, tournaments, that kind of a thing. So next and last part from our Turkey, we will move towards the major tourist attractions of Turkey. So when you talk about the major tourist attraction list, it is we are having the Aspendos Theater, which is the heritage site of Turkey. Patara Beach, okay, as we know that, okay, so in the north and south, it is covered with the seas and oceans. So it has a Patara Beach in the southern part of Turkey, and Blue Mosque. Again, it's a what I can say, a religious site of your Turkey, and library of Celsus. Again, it's a heritage tourism site. Hagia Sophia, again, it's a religious site. Okay. And Cappadocia, okay, Cappadocia, it is known for its hot air ballooning, and apart from that, what I can say here is there are, okay, in Cappadocia you will going to see caves. Okay, there was a huge, so uh, uh, what I can say, huge mountains they are having inside that huge mountains. They have caught the caves, okay, to escape from this heat. So those kind of old caves, you can you will get an opportunity to visit in Cappadocia city. Yeah, so I was talking about Aspendos Theater. Okay, so Aspendos Theater, you might have heard about gladiator fights. Okay, so this Aspendos Theater, it was the entertainment site for the Roman Empire people, okay, or your Ottoman later was that Roman people mainly. Okay, so those people, they have developed this as the entertainment site. Okay, see here, like whatever the present theaters we are having in our cities, okay, like that. At that time, the technology was not so developed, so they were not having the movie theaters. So that the Roman Empire king, okay, that Emperor Marcus Aurelius, okay, Marcus Aurelius, he thought, okay, he will build a place for the entertainment for his people. So he has built this huge theater called Aspendos Theater. Here you can see he has made the seating area for the people for around 15,000 to 20,000, okay, people at the time. At a time they can sit and they can watch uh, this whatever the entertainment activities ಅದು ಯಾವ ತರ ಇರ್ತಿತ್ತು ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಗೈಸ್, ಇವಾಗಲೇ ಅದು ಇದು ವಲ್ಗರ್ ತೋರ್ಸೋದು ಅದು ಆ ತರದ್ದು ಏನೂ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಯಾವ ತರ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಏನ್ ಕೈದಿಗಳು ಇರ್ತಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಕೈದಿಗಳನ್ನ ಆ ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ದ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿಡೋದ, ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ರೂರ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡೋದ. ಓಕೆ, ಅವನಿಗೊಂದ್ ಚಾನ್ಸ್, ಆ ಕ್ರೂರ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಜೊತೆ ನೀನ್ ಗೆದ್ರೆ ನಿನ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅವನು. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ತಡ ಫೈಟ್ ಆಡ್ತಾನೋ ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ವೆಪನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಆ ವೆಪನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಫೈಟ್ ಆಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಆ ತರದ್ದು ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಓಕೆ, ಲೈಫ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೆತ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ಸ್ ಆ ತರದ್ದು, ಅಂಡ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರೆ ದೇ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಂಡಸ್ ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ at that time. Yeah, again later words what they have done, later words they have after this collapse of this Mohan. Okay, so again what they have done later words, here you can see behind your stage you are having this somewhere rooms. Okay, it was to for the changing purpose or for the rest purpose of those people at that time, but later words they have converted it into the inns. Okay, in travelers irtirla or the rest salvag they have converted this. Again, the later kings, as they were using this Aspendos Theater as the inns antandre, inns they supposed to provide the short term accommodation. to the travelers. Okay, so again it was in, so they have done the modifications to that. Okay, so even today, okay, which was constructed in the 155 AD, guys. Okay, although after 1800 1900 years, you can going to see this theater even today. Okay, so just imagine, guys, this seating capacity 15,000 to 20,000 spectators at a time. They can sit and they can watch their entertainment activity from that time. So that is the main attraction from this Turkey. Okay, Aspendos Theatre. Next is Patara Beach. Okay, Patara Beach, as I told you, it is in the southern part of your Turkey in the Mediterranean Sea. And this Patara Beach, again, this is just near to the Patara village, so that is the name as the Patara Beach. And this Patara, whatever it is name, so here in this has again a somewhat religious touch to the Christianity. Whatever Santa Claus, we say Saint Nicholas. Okay, so that is Santa Claus. Okay, even in now also in during this Christmas. Okay, Santas will be there, and the modern Santas, they distribute the sweet and chocolates, right? But the real Santa's birth has happened in this Patara. Okay, Patara was the origin place of your Santa Claus. Okay, so that is the reason again. This Patara, it's a beach side, guys. Okay, modern beach. Okay, just you will not going to see any beachside resorts and all this kind of a thing. Okay, but only the cafeteria and few small food and beverage outlets you will get. That's it. So that is about your Patara beach. And next, okay, main iconic monument from your Blue Mosque. Okay, from your Turkey, yeah, that too from the Istanbul city is Blue Mosque. Okay, Blue Mosque. You might have seen in many your Hindi movies. They have captured this Blue Mosque. Okay, which is main iconic attraction of your Turkey. Whenever we talk. Okay, so when we talk about the Blue Mosque, it has been built by the Sultan Ahmed. Okay, and so again, this mosque, it is named Blue Mosque. Okay, because of here you can see the tiles, whatever this Ahmed Sultan Ahmed he has used. Those the colors of the tiles is in blue color. So that is like, okay, so that is the way we say that mosque as the Blue Mosque. Okay, and the construction has happened between 1609 to 1616 it has completed, and 1985 that Blue Mosque of Istanbul city, it has added under UNESCO World Heritage Site. Okay, and yeah, and during the summer night and this nightlife and nights light and sound show system, okay, they are organized here in that Blue Mosque campus. Okay, so that is also one of the tourist attraction in this Blue Mosque. Okay, okay, so that is about your religious site, as well as again in okay, on Friday, I think in the afternoon, okay, after 1 o'clock, they will not allow to the tourists. That you have to keep in mind. Okay, because during Friday, they conduct their auspicious prayer. Okay, to their prophet Muhammad Paigamba. So on that day, during that period, they will not allow to the tourist. Apart from that, the tourist can enter, and they can there is again there are few mosques where women are not allowed and there is a dress code, but to enter into the Blue Mosque you don't need any dress code, and women's they can also enter into this. Okay, as I told you, this Istanbul or Turkey, it is somewhat although they are 99% Muslim, they will not follow the strict rules of all those kind of a thing. Okay, next is the Library of Celsus. Again, here it's what I can say, heritage site of that Turkey. Okay, again, this is again what I can say, old city, old. Just a minute. Okay, here what I can say, it is city of Amphisus, and this is during the Roman period they have developed this city. At that time, it was in the glory. Okay, everything this was having. It was having library. It was having religious sites. It was having a royal court. It was having the common people's area. Now it is collapsed, guys. Okay, now it is the ruins of that, we will going to say, and few of the monuments which are even today they are in a good condition, that is library of celsius. So that is the reason this again the two-story building it is, and library at that time it was having plenty of books and all this kind of a thing, but somewhere they say that it has got fired, and fire due to that and that kind of thing. So that is there. Okay, the library of celsius, and the next one is Hagia Sophia. Okay, so again this is most controversial attraction from the Turkey. Okay, because why controversial, again you can say in the theory. Okay, so when they have built this Hagia Sophia, okay, initially originally it was a big church. Okay, again a big church of Roman Empire, okay, which was built in the Roman Empire period, and the emperor called Justinian first. Okay, in the 6th century he has built it, and later what happened uh, when this has been captured by the Ottoman Empire people, they have converted that into mosque. Okay, they have converted that Hagia Sophia into mosque. Again, what has happened again later was when the Mustafa Kemal Ataturk came into rule, when they have formed their government, when they have took that Ottoman Empire's region in the hands of uh, this Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, or when they formed the government, independent Turkey, again that was converted into uh, this what I can say, the church. Again there was a contribution were there, and finally they have made it as the museum. They have not made neither your church nor your mosques. Okay, so that guy he has kept as the museum. Okay, museum ellarigu open and lathara. Next attraction, okay, which I have added here is Cappadocia. Okay, Cappadocia, as I told you, whenever you talk about, okay, many a times we talk about hot air ballooning, that is the air-based adventure activity. If you really want to enjoy this hot air ballooning, guys, okay, this Cappadocia of Turkey is the heaven for that. Okay, you will get n number of hot air ballooning in this area, and through that hot air ballooning you will go to see the Cappadocia's houses, the caves, and the caves, homes, and houses. Landscape is very beautiful over there, to watch it. Yeah, again, this Cappadocia, it is under now. Cappadocia village is also UNESCO World Heritage Site, okay, because of its intricate carved houses, and the whatever the old city it has. So here you can see, okay, as I told you, underground city it is. Okay, many of the caves. Now what they have done again for the tourism. Uh, First thing is they're having that comes from the this hot air ballooning, whatever the service they are providing. Apart from that, what they have done, they have made they have converted their caves, old caves, into hotel rooms. Okay, so these were the caves what I was talking about. Okay, on the mount, they have got that mountain and they have made their rooms. Okay, so to live. Okay. See, okay, so they have got their mountains and they have made the place to live. Okay, to escape from the heat. Okay. And now, see, like that. Okay, it's a very big house. Okay, how they have made it. Okay. Many of the those carved houses they have converted into hotels. Okay, so luxury hotels. You will get an opportunity to live in this once you visit this Cappadocia. So that is there. That is there from your Turkey base. Okay, geography. Any doubts you are having, guys? Geography and tourism in Turkey. Guys, any doubts you people are having?
No, sir.
All right. Okay, so from 5th chapter we have successfully done with one country. Okay, there are remaining 3 countries. Those we will discuss in later class. Okay, can anyone share me that attendance screenshot?
Yes, sir.
Have you taken screenshot?
Sir.
Once you take the screenshot, let me know.
Took, sir.
Okay, well guys, well, if you don't have any doubts, then shall we wind up?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for joining.